Suppose cafe is. Oh, sorry. This is day 22. A cool down called a weekend of games. Suppose a cafe is purchasing coffee and tea from a supplier and can spend up to $1,000. Up to. That's a maximum limit for their budget. Coffee beans cost $12 per kilogram and tea leaves cost $8 per kilogram. Buying C pounds of coffee beans and T pounds of tea leaves will therefore cost, well, you take 12 times the number of pounds of coffee, 8 times the number of pounds of tea, and that needs to be less than or equal to 1,000. If you graph that equation, the boundary line is going to be right here. And there's a couple different ways you could find that. The easiest way is just plug in 0 for each of these and then see where the y-intercept is. Or just use Desmos. Desmos is great. But to determine the solution region, let's take 1 point on the line and 1 point on each side of the line and see if the pairs of values produce true statements. But you know what? I'm actually going to give you an even easier way to think about this. Points on the line are where we spend exactly $1,000. And as we can see here, 30 pounds of coffee and 80 pounds of tea would cost exactly $1,000. Now, if we want to know which side of the line is going to be our solutions, well, one of the easiest ways to stay under budget is to spend no money at all. If you don't buy any coffee or tea, you're clearly going to come in under budget. And if you look at your inequality, let's go back to it. If we get 0 pounds of coffee, that's $0. If we get 0 pounds of tea, that's also not 8. It's $0. That would clearly be less than or equal to $1,000. All we got to do is just shade in this side. So, to raise money for after-school programs at an elementary school, a group of parents is holding a weekend of games in a community center. They charge $8 per person for entry into the event. The group would like to earn at least $600 after paying for the cost of the rental space, which is $40 an hour. If X represents the number of entry tickets sold and Y the number of hours of space rental, which inequality represents the constraints in this situation. Well, they're all exactly the same. You have 8X. That's the amount of money that you're bringing in, minus 40 times the number of hours. That's going to be the amount of money you're spending. If they would like to earn at least $600, which of these inequality signs would say that this amount of money over here, after you do this subtraction, is going to be at least 600? So the question is, would they be okay with exactly 600? If so, you need an or equal to. And then the question is, do they want more than 600 or less than 600? If they want more than 600, it would be greater than or equal to. If they want exactly 600 as well, or just greater than. If they need less than $600, it would be a less than. We have the graph of the line. Select all the points whose XY values represent the group reaching its fundraising goal. You have points on one side of the line, and you got points on the other. You can always still use 0, 0. If 0, 0 is a solution to this inequality, if they sell 0 tickets and have 0 hours of rental, will they make at least $600? If so, you're going to shade on this side. If not, you're going to shade in on this side. Complete the graph. Shade it in. And that's it. If you have any questions, let me or your teacher know.